Okay, so this morning we're making a video on werewolf preppers because Canadian Prepper just made a video today on that, and I did not make it through the whole video. I'm only a few minutes into that video, and he's saying shit that is like, if these people exist. I think it's a straw man argument and whatever. And like, I stopped the video there and came in here and hit record. Werewolf preppers fucking exist. Are you guys fucking idiots? Like, okay, story time. Ray here used to sell night vision. I'm not going to talk too much about the who's, what, fors, or wheres, but the people that I was selling night vision to were almost exclusively preppers. And like some of them were really rich dudes that, were dickheads and were going to die. Some of them were, you know, good Christian people like Goshen prepping. Okay. Some people are like Canadian prepper. We sold this shit to all of them. Do you know who mostly was buying night vision? Werewolf preppers. These would be men between the ages of 18 and 50 that know that their number one preparedness, the number one thing that they can do to prepare for the end of the world is to be a good soldier. Because if you're a good soldier, you can just take other people's shit. And like I had this conversation with these people 100 times a day. And to be honest, back then, I was not a prepper. I was a wilderness survival enthusiast that happened to be a gunsmith. And I don't know how many of these people that I had this conversation with about the ability to go in and take people's shit. And here's the truth. Werewolf prepper wise, the thing that you need to be worried about is not some massive attack. Okay. It's not, a giant group of werewolf preppers or whatever. You need to worry about 4 well trained and equipped men deciding to hunt you. This is what the werewolf preppers are, in my opinion. After talking to many of them for many years, they are hunters of men, much as myself. I'm not interested in stealing shit from people. I do what I do for higher purposes, basically. However, these people don't have a moral code or anything that keeps them from just murdering you and taking your shit. In fact, that is what they are planning on doing. And I highly encourage you guys, you should go look up some of these, people. If you want to see the kind of people that I'm talking about, you should go watch YouTube channels like Grand Thumb and T-Rex Arms and shit like that. People with all this tactical gear. And you need to realize that there are people watching those channels learning how to kill you and take your shit. That's 100% happening. And I know it's happening because I used to talk to the people that are doing it all the fucking time. Okay. Half of why I do anything that I do on this channel is because I came to realize that, like, it's not like, the gun community is full of Nazis or whatever. It's the gun community is full of a great many things, and some of that is Nazis and some of that is other stuff. And like my goal here on this channel is to spread my own weirdness into the gun community so that there's less werewolf preppers and more you know simple farmers that are heavily armed. That's what I would like to encourage. And like the thing that I used to talk about at work all the time with my boss and the people that bought shit from us was defending your compound from people like this and doing this. And our main feelings back in the day that the main thing that you would need to worry about if it was me or my boss stealing shit from you, would be a suppressed pistol and night vision. And the reason I say that is if you gave me these tools, I could walk into most people's property and take their shit without a shot fired on their part. And that's before you're like, oh, you're not whatever. It's not about me being so slick. It's about me being a fucking psycho. Okay. With nothing but a suppressed 22 and some night vision, I will watch your complex for however long it takes me to learn your patterns. And then I'll slip through your perimeter at night with the night vision. The night vision allows you a level of stealth that most people don't realize, because in the night vision, you clearly see shadow from exposed area. Like imagine you're out in a bright moonlit night. That's what it's like wearing night vision to some extent. And you can see these places where, like, if you have training to know what to look for and where to stand, you can just be invisible. Because most people can't see in the shadows. You can see the shadows versus the places they can see very clearly, and you can just go stand in the places they can't see. You use this along with your ability of being a man on foot that's hard to detect to go into some of these places. And once you're inside the defensive perimeter and it's at night, there's only going to be a few sentries up. People aren't going to have everybody up at night. So you find the dogs and find the sentries and that sort of shit and take them out. And then the werewolf prepper has you at his, he can do whatever he wants. And just, kill you one at a time. At that point, you're all fucking asleep. Okay. And like the thing that, we used to do all the time was kind of like consultations for rich people on their defenses. And this is how I got paid a whole bunch of money. And to be honest, I should start up a business doing that again, to be honest, just on my own. Because there's a whole bunch of people that do not think like me when it comes to this shit. And you'll find that, like, my own shit is set up really strangely. Basically, my goal is to have you have no intelligence about where I am in my house or what time I sleep. And if you come up to my house and look at it, it does not appear as though this is someplace you want to be. From the outside, this house looks run down and abandoned, and the one or two windows that I have purposefully where people can look into them, it looks like a crazy motherfucker lives here. There's a whole room in my house dedicated to being like half filled with fucking like paper garbage and shit, not like food trash and whatever, but like it looks bad. And it looks bad on purpose, and it's because there's no way to close the blinds on those windows. There's no blinds on them. So I keep a room in my house looking a little fucked up. And again, the goal is, if someone ever peeks in here at night while the lights are on or whatever, that's not a room I'm ever in. It's not a room I ever go in. I try to not make any shadows on the windows and shit. So the effect of all of this is, oh, this place is abandoned. And if they did break in, I don't ever sleep at normal times. Like, I'm all over the place. Like this morning, I woke up at 8 a.m. and like, fuck, look at yesterday or the day before my first video. This first video is usually when I first wake up, it's all over the place. That's on purpose. And it's not a good way to live. I don't recommend it. It's a way to go fucking crazy. But at this point, I'm alone in the end of the world. I don't really have a choice. The point of all of this is, yes, motherfucker, werewolf preppers exist. Yes, they are something you should be concerned about. Yes, there are people who are preparing more for combat than they are for food. Um, to some extent, I would say the gun community is full of these people. And some of them are dickheads and idiots and whatever, but some of them are real, pipe hitters that know what they're doing. We had a lot of fucking wars in the Middle East where we taught people to do this shit. Prepare to be engaged by people who are better at combat than you would be my advice to you. Watch some of the shit I'm putting out on this channel. Master the weapons that you do have. The gear that you use to support your weapons is as important as the weapons themselves. That's lights, night vision, slings, holsters, chest rigs, mags, everything else. Get it all. Prepare to go into combat because you're probably going there. Thanks for watching.